Okay, but make sure you're not getting shitty stuff in the background. That's why it's it's a rough life being a filmmaker. Okay, so we tried to come up with a name for today's segment, but I'm not being very clever with rhymes, but I don't know. Friday drink Prosecco Day? We're gonna call it Try Day Friday. It's Friday when we're recording this, so we are gonna try and make some candles today. A few years ago, I started making candles just as a hobby, basically because I drink so much wine that I thought I would like to be able to recycle the wine bottles. I always felt so bad about throwing away the wine bottles and the labels on the wine bottles because some of them are so beautiful. The other half of the empty nest, who's on the other side of the camera, he would cut the bottles down for me and I would make candles in the half bottles of wine. It ended up being something that I did for a while and sold a few, made them for gifts primarily. I thought, this is a good time to do a little craft, and this would be perfect for this because I love making candles, and I find that I really, really want to recycle and reuse. Some of you may know these little French yogurts that you get at the grocery store. They're actually very delicious, but they have these little glass jars, which they recycle themselves, but I thought I would upcycle them. And then I had a bunch of candles from IKEA that were done, and so I just got the wax out of them and I'm gonna reuse them, make some more candles. I thought that this would be a cute little gift idea for the little house for our Airbnb guests. So it's something like a keepsake that they could take home. And then, the bigger ones we could leave in the bathroom if they wanna burn a candle while they're taking a bath in the clawfoot tub. I figured that way I'm upcycling the jars and it's just something fun to do. So let's get started. Drinking Prosecco? I don't know. Let's just get started. I have all the supplies gathered. I just have a little array of dried flowers. I have these little wicks with the stem, which is so much easier than the way I used to do it. I used to actually put these through and make it and cut the wicks, and this is a new invention, or maybe not a new invention, but I didn't know about them when I first started making candles. These are awesome. And these are glue dots, which are fabulous because you stick them on the bottom and then stick them in the container of whatever you're using, and they stick and they are heat resistant, so it's awesome. This is really streamlining the process. Streamlining the process. All right, so what I've done here is I kind of did a little water bath for the wax, and I have probably 2 pounds of soy wax in here, and I just melted it and then just let it turn the heat off and let it cool so it's pourable and easy to use. So I'm going to just add some lavender essence. We are only going to do lavender candles today. So you just dump that whole thing in there. I mean, I think there's measurements that you should do, but you just do the scent you like and how strong you like it. I think one of those bottles is usually good for 1 pound, but it smells plenty lavenderish enough for me with 2 pounds of wax. You can find these wax pouring pots at any craft store like Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and are actually pretty cheap. So we're going to put all the wicks in the jars. This is as easy as 1, 2, 3. You can see you just stick it in there like that and it sticks. Then we will center the wicks. When you pour the wax in, you want the wick to be as centered as possible. Depends how much champagne I drink as to how centered the wicks are. No matter how hard I try, there's always 1 or 2 that the wick is crooked. There are many ways to make your wicks centered. And, I don't know where my little thing is, but, oh, there it is. It's over, hold up. It's over on the table. Just stay right there. This little device right here, I only have 1 of them, but it has various wick stations, I guess is what you call them, And like if you're doing a triple wick candle or whatever, I'm not that fancy yet. So it just goes in there and it has a little notch and you slip the wick in the notch. So you slip it in there and it'll keep the wick as centered and straight as possible. I do it the old-fashioned way normally because obviously if you make a bunch of candles, I don't have a bunch of these, I only have one. I will post links in the description to all of this candle making equipment because it's all pretty inexpensive and easy to get. This is the old-fashioned way. I'm sure most people have like this stash of chopsticks from all of our takeout. What you do is just don't split the chopsticks and just kind of lean them across the jar like this and put the wick in there and it centers it for you, and I just leave it like that. So these jars, because they're glass, they need to just go in the oven on a low temperature for about 10 minutes just to warm up the glass. So you're not adding hot wax into cold glass. Other containers like metal and things like that, you don't need to do that for, but this you do. So I even just center the wicks and stick them in the oven just like this with the chopsticks on and everything. Just like that. Pretty easy, pretty easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Putting the containers in the oven for, I don't know, like 10 minutes just to slightly warm up the glass. Don't mind my dirty oven, sorry. So we got the candles out of the oven. I put a little scarf around them. So the goal is to have them cool down very slowly once you pour the wax in. That way the wax stays nice and white and is smooth. You may have some bubbles, but you know, this is a homemade project, so it has to have some imperfections, right? Okay, I have the wax. Now this is where perhaps you shouldn't drink Prosecco while you're doing this, but you know, too late for that. I think I probably have too many jars here for the amount of wax I have, but we'll just see how it goes. I want to at least do 2 of the big ones and about 6 of the small ones. Hopefully I can get that out of it. Let's try it. Maybe I should like move things out of the way. Okay, not bad, not bad. That guy. And there we go. This is where you get creative. As you can see, the wax is now starting to turn kind of an opaque color, and this is the perfect time to be able to put in some decorative dried flowers because they won't sink to the bottom. They will just kind of nestle into the top part, as you can see. So just do whatever makes you happy. I find this very, very therapeutic and fun. Now I will carry on with the rest and I'll show you the finished product once they completely cool. So that's it, just a fun little candle project. Here's the finished look. And I basically just styled it with a little bit of raffia. And then this will be the favor for our guests in our little house with a little card that says mahalo. Pretty easy, huh? Please let me know if you like this video. And what I'd really love to know is what else you'd like to see. I love to cook. We love crafting, obviously. We love decorating. We love traveling. So give me some ideas. Maybe we can work on it together. So if you loved this video, which I hope you do, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, and please subscribe. Aloha, see you next time.